Most senior men who get emotionally destroyed by a younger woman never saw it coming, not because they were naive, not because they were foolish, but because they were experienced enough to be trusting, generous enough to be open, and hungry enough for real connection to ignore the signs hiding in plain sight. By the time the patterns became clear, they had already handed over their peace of mind, their savings, and in some cases, their entire sense of self to someone who was running a psychological playbook they never knew existed. That ends today. These are the 10 dark psychology secrets every senior man must understand before he steps into this world, not to be afraid, but to be armed. Secret 1. The chameleon effect. You open up about your past, and she becomes the perfect listener. You mention you love jazz, and suddenly she loves jazz too. You share a wound, and she shares one almost identical. It feels like fate, like someone finally sees you after years of being unseen. But here is what is actually happening beneath the surface. She is not just listening. She is data mining. Every detail you volunteer, your insecurities, your values, what you need from a relationship, what hurt you before, is being quietly cataloged. And from that data, she builds a custom-tailored mask, a version of herself designed specifically to match your ideal and lower your guard. Psychologists call this the chameleon effect. It works because humans are hardwired to trust people who seem just like us. The defense is simple. Do not reveal everything early. Let her fill the silences. Watch what she volunteers without your prompting. That is the real her. Secret 2. The slot machine relationship. One day, she is warm, glowing, and present. She texts first. She laughs at everything. The next day, she is cold, distant, and silent with no explanation. And you spend hours replaying every conversation searching for what you did wrong. This pattern has a name. It is called intermittent reinforcement, and it is the exact same mechanism casinos engineer into slot machines to keep gamblers pulling the lever long after they should have walked away. The unpredictable reward is more addictive than a guaranteed one. Your brain releases more dopamine chasing the jackpot than it ever would, receiving it consistently. The moment you name this pattern out loud, it loses half its power, because now you are watching the mechanism instead of riding it. Real connection does not feel like gambling. If your nervous system is in constant freefall, that is not chemistry. That is conditioning. Secret 3. The boundary erosion play. It starts with something small. It always does. A late-night call when you have said you sleep early. A favor that quietly becomes expected. A request that turns into a standing demand. Most of the time, this is not malicious. It is pure instinct. People who have learned that charm works will test every edge until they find the one that gives. Senior men are the most vulnerable here, not because they are weak, but because they are generous. They have lived long enough to know that rigidity can cost relationships, so they flex, and flex, and flex again, until one day they do not recognize their own schedule, their own money, or their own priorities anymore. Your calm, quiet no is not cruelty. It is the most honest thing you can offer. Boundaries do not push worthy people away. Weak boundaries do. Secret 4. Attention as currency. A soft tone at exactly the right moment. A small, vulnerable confession dropped just when you were pulling back. A well-timed gesture that recaptures your focus. None of these are tricks in isolation. They are human. But they become weapons when someone deploys them specifically to reclaim your attention the moment it drifts. Your attention is currency. The moment you are always available, always responsive, always the one leaning in, you have handed over your most valuable resource for free. And when something is free, it stops being valued. Pull back. Rebuild your own world. Be genuinely invested in your own goals, friendships, and peace. Let your presence be something she has to earn, not something she can withdraw on demand whenever she wants it. Secret 5. The depth trap. Younger women measure you, quietly and continuously. They assess your stability, your resources, your emotional maturity, and what you represent in their life. And the instinct of many senior men when they feel this happening is to compete, to prove they can keep up, to match her energy, her pace, her lifestyle. That is the exact moment they lose. Because youth wins at speed, novelty, and energy every single time. But a senior man does not have youth. He has depth, substance, the kind of calm confidence that can only come from having actually lived through something. The moment you start trying to prove yourself, you abandon the very thing that makes you magnetic in the first place. Stand still. Let your depth speak for itself. Depth does not need to announce itself to be felt. Secret 6. The Curated Confession. She shares just enough to feel close, but not enough for you to see the full picture. The stories that make her relatable are wide open. The details that would change your perception are carefully sealed. This is not unique to younger women. Everyone curates what they reveal. But for a senior man who is craving genuine connection, curated vulnerability can feel indistinguishable from real intimacy. The antidote is not suspicion. It is patience. You do not need to interrogate anyone. You simply need to wait. Time is the greatest lie detector ever built. Let her consistency, not her most moving story, reveal who she actually is. Anyone can perform openness. Very few people can sustain character across months and years. Secret 7. The Empathy Hijack. She opens up about her trauma, her heartbreak, her difficult past, and every good instinct in you says step up. Be the stability she never had. Be different from everyone who let her down before. That instinct is one of the best things about you. It is also the hook. When someone's past pain becomes the recurring justification for why you owe them patience, money, forgiveness, or flexibility, your empathy has been quietly converted into obligation. You can care about someone without being recruited into their chaos. You can feel compassion without it becoming a contract. Respond with your heart, but engage your mind before you commit your time, your money, or your life to fixing something that may not want to be fixed. Secret 8. The Invisible Committee. Her friends have opinions about the age gap. Her social circle whispers. One comment from one person in her orbit can shift the entire tone of your relationship overnight. You will feel the change before you understand it. A new distance, different questions, a coldness with no clear origin. What you need to understand is that you are not in a relationship with her alone. You are in a relationship with her entire social ecosystem. The move is to stay independent. Do not fight the committee. Do not audition for them. Stay so grounded in who you are that the outside noise simply cannot reach you. The people who are worth keeping will eventually tune out the noise too. The ones who can be turned by a single comment were never fully yours to begin with. Secret 9. The Artificial Clock. She says she has never felt this way before and does not want to lose it. She says time is running out. She says she needs to know where this is going. Urgency, manufactured or genuine, bypasses your judgment and goes straight to your fear of loss. It makes you act before you think. It makes you commit before you are ready. And fast decisions made from fear almost never serve you. The countermove is to slow down completely the moment any pressure appears. Not because you are playing games, but because anything genuine does not require a countdown timer. Nothing real needs a deadline. Nothing worth having needs to be rushed into existence. Fast decisions hide intentions. Slow decisions reveal them. Every single time. Secret 10. Compliance tests. A small tease about your age. A subtle jab at a decision you made. A casual dismissal of something you take seriously. Do not mistake this for playful banter. This is a compliance test. Here's how it works. If you accept a small insult, laugh it off to keep the peace, or shrink yourself to avoid conflict, your own brain subconsciously registers that as permission granted. You have just handed her the foot in the door. Psychologists call this the foot in the door technique. She may not even know she is running it. But your nervous system does not care whether it is conscious or not. Your response to the very first small poke writes the instruction manual for how you will be treated from that moment forward. Confidence is silent. Defensiveness is a confession. Choose your response as if your self-respect depends on it, because it does. None of this is about painting younger women as villains. It is about understanding the psychological dynamics that quietly play out in these relationships so that you are never the one left blindsided. Most senior men who get hurt in these situations are not weak men. They are generous men, loyal men, men who genuinely wanted connection and led with their hearts. That is not a flaw. That is who they are. But experience without awareness is just age. So take these 10 patterns, keep them close, and walk into every new connection with your eyes fully open. Hold your ground, trust slowly, and remember that the most powerful thing in any dynamic is a man who cannot be rattled, cannot be rushed, and cannot be bought. If this gave you something real, share it with a man who needs to hear it. drop a comment below, and subscribe, because on this channel, we do not just talk about relationships, we talk about power.